Hello, here we are continuing interim test number 1. Now remember we didn't have the question number 7, so we found that out and we wrote it in. The real question, what is the value of the expression below? And the expression is 1/4 times 0.8. Well, the answers are in decimal form. You have a choice, you can change both of them to fractions or both of them to decimals, but because the choices for the answer are decimals, you want to use decimals. 1/4. Class, what does 1/4 equal as a decimal? 0.25. Beautiful. So this equals 0.25, and multiplying is the same thing as the code word of, so you're going to find 1/4 of 0.8. 1/4 of 0.8. Is that going to be more or less than 0.8? 1/4 of a number. Think about it. What's 1/4 of a dollar? 25 cents. It's less than a dollar, right? So 1/4 of 0.8 is going to be less than 0.8. Which answers can we eliminate already? Which ones are definitely not less? Is D less than 0.8? You can't see it. Sorry. D is 0.32. Is that less than, or 3.2? Is that less than 0.8? No, forget that one. Definitely not that. 0.32. Is that less than 0.8? Yeah, that's less. 0.2, 0.02, that's a lot less. Well, at least we got rid of one choice. Okay, let's keep going. Time to multiply. 0.25 times 0.8. Class, what is 8 times 5? 4. Carry the 4. 8 times 2? 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is going to be 20. How many decimal places do you see in the question? 3. The 2, the 5, and the 8 are all decimal places. All the questions on your CASP test that let you use a calculator are not looking for the calculations. This type of problem, they do want you to use your own brain. They will not give you a calculator for this problem, okay? But basically, most of the problems still have calculators, so feel free to use those tools. But for this, you want to make sure you use what you know. So 3 decimal places. Make the answer have 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. Class, what is your final answer? 0.2. 0.2 matches with which choice? A, B, C? Which one? A or B or C? B. Excellent. Now, I was cruising along doing question number 10, and I need you to do an error analysis for me right now. Question number 10 is 2/5 times the quantity of 22 plus -4 5/8 minus -7. Well, the brackets around here mean you need to do everything inside these brackets first, but they work just like parentheses. So with parentheses, what do you do with the number in front of the parentheses? What do you do with the number in front? You're going to be multiplying. You could use distributive property, but these are all numbers, so we're going to simplify it down to one number. I did some good work. Look what I did. I said, okay, positive 22 and subtracting a -7, that's a positive term, so I use same, add, keep, and I put those together to get positive 29. Then I realized, okay, this is a negative term, I bring it down. Now we're going to do different, subtract bigger. So in my head I said 29 minus 4, 28, 27, 26, 25. So I knew it was going to be 25. Now I have to take 25 and subtract 5/8. Well, for that, I said, okay, if I had $25 and I needed to trade in $1 for quarters, I'd get 4 quarters. I need to trade in for eighths because that's the denominator, so I need a common denominator. So I got 8/8. Do you guys all believe that 8/8 equals 1? Yes. Great. Added to the 24, that makes the 25, so that's all good. So I subtracted 8/8 minus 5/8, and I got 3/8. So I had 24 and 3/8. And I'm pretty sure in the video, that's where it cuts off. Am I done with the problem? I simplified this whole thing down to 24 and 3/8. But what do I still have to do? Well, there's one more thing. This whole thing equals 24 and 3/8. I still have to multiply by what? Yep, I still have to multiply it by 2/5. These two I have to multiply. So I'm just going to do it down here. So I'm going to multiply by 2/5. It's okay to put the 2/5 later because multiplication, it is the commutative property. Doesn't matter what order you do it in. No problem, right? You can switch the order. 2 times 5 is the same as 5 times 2. Okay, tell me, what do I have to do to change this so we can use it in a functional form. Turn to your math mates, please. Talk to your math mates. What are we doing with the 24 and 3/8 right now? Figure out, remember what we're going to do to change it. Go ahead and talk. Okay. If you remember, say it out loud. What do we do starting with the word bottom? Ready, go. Beautiful, great job. That's how you convert a mixed number to an improper fraction. Bottom times the big, add the top. Well, 24 times 8, that's a bit of a problem, but no worries. I'm going to multiply it over here, 24 times 8. Class, what's 8 times 4? Okay, review that. 8 times 4 is going to be 32. 8 times 2? 16 plus 3, 17, 18, 19. Cool. So this is 192 plus 3 more, 195. So this equals 195 over 8 times 2 over 5. Ooh, anything you see that you can do there to make your answers more simple? We can divide. What is our way that we use to make the numbers simpler and easier? Factor what? Factor bubbles. Great. Tell me a pair of factor bubbles. Just yell out two numbers, a numerator at top and a denominator, a bottom, that you can divide by the same number. 8 and 2. Great. What could you divide them both by? 2. Great. Put in the bubbles. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Make sure that you have this on your papers also, because this is going to save you homework time. Okay, divide by 2, divide by 2. So this is going to become a 1. This is going to become a 4. Is there any other factor bubbles that we can do? 195 and 5. Okay, what goes into both of those? 5. Bless you. How many nickels makes $1? 20 nickels makes $1. So 5 will go into 100 20 times. 5 will go into 200 40 times, right? But this is 1 nickel short of 200. So instead of 40, what is it going to be? 39. 39. So this divided will become a 39. Cool. There's nothing else we can factor, so we're going to multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. This is a review right now of multiplying fractions. Remember, this is a skill you got to know. So let's go through it. Make sure it's all sharp in your brain. Class, what's 39 times 1? 39. What's 4 times 5? 20. Cool. Now, if that's one of the choices for the answers, can you pick that? Yeah, great. But if that's not one of the choices for the answers, what should you do? Oh, can you not see it?
There's a factor bubble in the bottom.
Oh, no. I forgot the other factor bubble. Thanks, you guys. I factored this one, and I didn't factor this one. Whoops. There we go. So it's going to be 39 over 4. Great. So we got to watch for that. Make sure that we've got that right. Okay, 39 over 4. Now we can divide it. Class, 4 goes into 39 how many times? 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36. How many left over? 3. So that becomes the numerator, and what's the denominator? 4. 9 3/4. That's the answer that I would turn in if this were my test and I wanted to get my best score. Now, I bet if they gave multiple choice that this one would be one of the answers, because I worked so hard to get to that. But remember, I forgot to multiply by the 2/5. So at the end, before you turn in, clicks are precious. Be sure you did all the parts. Okay, this next one I love. So everybody, if you haven't had a chance to do these problems, this is your mini review right now, because you're going to have a quiz on integers on Monday. This is our last thing. We're going to do a musical math review on Monday, all the songs that we've done to help you remember, and we're going to do a little quiz on integers. So the directions say choose the 2. They capitalized it. I'm going to underline, I'm going to remember. I'm going to even write a little 2 as a little goal. Make sure that I remember 2. That equal 12 minus the quantity of negative 33. Oh, I've already solved this one. Well, this is a positive term. Taking away a bad thing is also a positive term. So 12 and 33, we're going to use same add keep. 12 plus 33 is 45. Keep the sign. Positive 45. So now we're going with these, and we're figuring out which one, actually, which 2 equal positive 45. Okay, please solve these on your own right now. If you need to watch me, you can, but try not to look up here. You can check it on the video. Okay.
Last one is. Here's, can you pull it up a little bit on
Thank you.
that?